Hey everyone, it's Norm Farrar, aka the Beard Guy here, and welcome to another Lunch with Norm, the Amazon FBA and e-commerce podcast.
Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm.
Okay, we had to turn on a dime today. We were supposed to be having Wilfred Lightheart on, but he couldn't show up at the last minute. So we have one of our favorites back on. And today we're going to be talking about Amazon podcast research methods in 2022. Our guest, if you haven't guessed, is founder of Amazon Alpha Coaching. You may recognize her as the co-host of Sellers Sessions with Danny McMullen and Isabella Hamilton. She also coaches Amazon sellers to help find, source, launch, and scale their businesses. And yes, I'm talking about Sharon Evan. Okay, so before we get into anything, we just have a quick word from our sponsor. Thank you, Sellerize, for sponsoring this episode of Lunch with Norm. Sellerize is your comprehensive solution for your everyday business needs. Everything you need to grow and scale your Amazon business is just one click away. For more information, contact Dima and his team over at Sellerize.com. And remember, Sellerize is with one R. All right. Where is the Squire?
I love that that's back in the vernacular.
Yeah, I don't know how we got back on it, but I like that.
Yeah, that's a mystery. But welcome, everyone. Happy Monday. It's good to see Tony and Jessica Rabbit. If you're tuning in, let us know and say hello in the comment sections. I'm over in Toronto. Let us know where you're watching from. Jessica Rabbit, aka Roslyn, is in Chile, Charlotte. We've got Tony, also in Toronto, a fellow Canadian. Good to see you, Tony. And hello, Abu. I believe you're from the UK. So we got already an international crew. That's awesome. So smash those like buttons. Also, don't forget to follow us on social media. We have a bunch of cool things happening on Norm's social media. We're doing more videos. We're going to be doing kind of like Reels and TikTok kind of videos. They'll be coming out shortly. And then also, if you're watching from the YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button down below, that big red button, and that little bell as well. That gets you those notifications that we're going live. This is last minute, but we do actually have an awesome prize today, which I think our audience is going to love, our Beard Nation. And we also have a contest happening in our Facebook group. So that's over at Lunch with Norm, Amazon FBA, and eCommerce Collective. We got a bunch of stuff going on. So just tune in, make sure you like and follow us on social media so you get all the updates. And today's going to be a good day. We've got Marcia joining us as well. Hello, and Rad from Maryland. And Amar. So good to see everyone. And let us know, how are you feeling about Black Friday? Are you excited? Do you think it's going to be better, the same, worse, or do you just not care at all? Let us know in the comments section.
Okay. And one thing we should mention too is I don't know how we did it, but we coaxed Kevin to come back on to do a Black Friday segment. So he's going to be coming on the 26th. That's Friday. So that'll always be good. I always love having Mr. King on. So, all right. So I think that's about it. And I've just realized I said so about 5 times in the last few minutes. But anyways, throw your comments over in the questions section or your questions over in the comments section, and let's get started. So sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee, and enjoy the show.
Hey, Norm.
How are you?
I'm good. I will correct you. You said at the beginning that we're doing podcast research, and we're not. We're doing product
Did
research.
I say podcast research?
You did. You said podcast research.
Oh my gosh. That's, you know what? That's the story of my life today. Okay. You are a lifesaver. Thank you for coming on in really short notice. Really short notice.
No problem. No problem.
And we are going to be talking about product research. And the reason why we reached out, not only because we were just like had our fingers crossed and we were hoping you'd come on, but we heard some really great stuff from some of our listeners about a presentation that you just did. I think it was over at Global Sources?
Yeah, it was a global sources. It was
Yeah,
good.
so heard a few people say some great things. So that's what I want to talk about. But just in case people have not heard about you and what you do you want to just dig in a little deeper than what I've already talked about?
You did a pretty good job.
All
My
right.
name's Sharon Evan, as everyone knows, and I sell on Amazon, so I'm a seller first, and I also am a co-host on Seller Sessions, which is like my two favorite podcasts. Before I was a co-host on Seller Sessions, would always Seller Sessions, and then when you started Norm, like the Lunch with Norm, my two favorite podcasts.
Awesome.
Anyway, and I also do coaching with Amazon sellers, and I have a YouTube channel, and I don't know, I do everything somehow.
And
Somehow.
your YouTube channel is great. Anybody who hasn't gone over and checked out Sharon's YouTube channel, check it out. It's really cool. So why don't we just dive right into this? So we're talking
Let's do
about
it.
product research. What's the difference between what we're doing now and what you're talking about?
When you mean what most people do now?
Yeah.
Compared to
Well,
what
you know,
I do?
there's so many
Methods out
different
there.
ways of doing product research and, good, bad, or ugly. So,
Yeah.
let's take just what people are doing now. There's a mix mash, but what are you suggesting we should do?
So the way I see it
Mhm.
is Amazon's very much going towards brand building today. Amazon's changed a lot in general.
Mhm.
A lot of things have changed also on the seller side. Everything is different. I'm not going to say harder or easier, just different. And I feel that Amazon's very much going towards brand building today, and also with the way that they reward you when you are an actual brand. And you, in my opinion, you can't just go and use random tools in order to do that. You need to really dig deep and understand who you're selling to and what they're all about and what is important to them. And it's more than just an algorithm and getting keywords right. Getting keywords right is crucial. You can't sell on Amazon without understanding keywords, but you have to go beyond just using a tool as a starting point, in my opinion and experience. I'm making sure to say that.
Okay. Okay. So you're talking about really looking at a persona. Is that correct?
Yes and no, like not necessarily just I call it avatar, you call it persona. There's so many different ways for a starting point, in my opinion. A starting point for finding, like the way that I look at it, there's two different ways of doing product research, right? There's a creative process, and then there's what I like to call the random process. The random process is where like you just join a whole bunch of Facebook groups, or you go after like a whole bunch of different hashtags, or you watch random things, you start to get an idea for something, you start Googling it, but you have no interest in it necessarily. And the creative route to me is you have some sort of passion, interest in whatever it is that you're looking into, or someone close to you does. So I could, for example, build a brand around something that I understand as a mother for my son, or for boys, or for children. But starting points don't have to be from a buyer avatar. Starting points could be a category and you're niching down. Like, you could start off with yoga. No, you could start off with, let's make it dramatic. You could start off with exercise, and then you could go into niche it down to yoga, and then you could niche it down even further for kids yoga, which there's search volume around on Amazon, right? And then focus on that specific niche.
Yep.
So it doesn't necessarily, the starting point doesn't have to be a buyer avatar, but I do think that you have to understand the buyer avatar today. There's so many times I'll speak to someone and be like, so like, who buys this product? And their answer is so far from the actual type of buyer that buys their product.
It's a
So, yeah.
guess. Yeah. Yeah.
I
So,
don't know.
there is a tool, and I don't know if you've ever used it, but we use it a lot, and it just cuts through a lot of the fog. And it's called Spark Toro. I mention it on the podcast quite a bit, and oh my gosh, you turn it on. There's an 8-minute training video, and you can go through and you can understand who your competitors are, who their influencers are, and breaks down the demographics so you can see very quickly, what and it's funny because I had the owner of the app, the founder of the app, come on. His name's Rand Fishkin, and he was talking about people taking so much time to understand their avatar, and he said this will help you just cut down the time. I forget how much he said, but it literally has cut it down from hours into not minutes, but 15 minutes, and you have a good idea. It's really crazy.
Norm, first of all, I know that most people today, I think you're one of them, are the type of, like life has changed, the world has changed, and it's kind of like people try and find tools for everything today, right? And I think that tools make life a lot easier especially for people like you and I who are so busy. It's very helpful. The only thing about tools is that a tool will find things that I won't find, but I will find things that a tool won't find. And so, for example, for me hanging out, let's just say that my niche is beards, okay? Because this is Lunch with Norm, and you're the beard guy. Okay, let's just say that the niche is beards, and I'm a woman, obviously, that doesn't have a beard. So the first thing I would do is I would probably make a fake Facebook account using someone that looks like you with a beard so that I can get into a Facebook group with a whole bunch of bearded guys. And from hanging out in there and looking at what they're talking about and looking at what type of images they put up in the Facebook group, etc., I will learn about so many things that bearded guys have that I may have not learned from a tool like Answer the Public or things like that. But actually being in there and seeing it and then asking questions, and you'll see it in if I do get to a little bit of the presentation, you'll see how like I fully found a whole niche from this Facebook group that I got into. So I think that we can't rely too much on tools. I think tools are important because, like I said, they will find things that we won't, right? Especially analytical tools. And on the other hand, we'll find things that tools won't find. So,
do you know Stephen Black?
Yeah, I do know Stephen Black. I mean, I don't actually know him, but I know of him.
Yes, Stephen is awesome when it comes to drilling down, finding that niche, and then doing exactly like you said. Go into a Facebook group, get to understand the lingo and what they're talking about, and then dive even deeper. So, what you're saying, I agree 100%. And you have to learn the lingo. That's your next step of understanding your audience. So, yeah. And by the way, if we touch on anything that you want to show in your presentation, let's switch over. You have the ability to share your screen. The only thing I'll ask is for those of us that might be just listening on the podcast that you can describe it.
Yes. Okay. Let me think about where to start because I only want to talk about very specific stuff. I don't think we need to go through the whole niche, but I want to show you something. Let me just quickly find it. So am I sharing my screen? Can you share my screen, Kelsey? Okay.
There we go.
So this is a part of my presentation from Global Sources for Product Research 2022. I will say this new feature in StreamYard is so cool how we're at the bottom. Anyway, never mind. I will say that the whole beginning of this presentation, this is like halfway through what you're seeing now. Hold on, I'm trying to understand my mouse. Okay, where is my mouse? Is it here? Okay, I've got two screens. I couldn't get it. Okay, got it now. I will say that the first part of this presentation was all about how everything's changed. Okay, so the way that we source has changed. The way that we, the cash flow that we need today has changed. You need a lot more money to sell on Amazon today. about diversifying, all those things which I think are crucial when it comes to product research today, because I feel that when you and I started, Norm, I don't know when you started. I started selling on Amazon in 2016. And when I started selling on Amazon, you didn't have to know that much about manufacturing or supply chain like you do today.
Right.
You could get away with not really understanding how your product is manufactured and really just, putting that your logo on it and not knowing a lot because it wasn't a big deal. Today, knowing the more you know about your product, the more money it's going to save you, because you'll know how to better optimize your shipping, how to change a certain material from one material to another, how by going from one country to another, it'll save on, for example, lead time or whatever it may be. So I just want to say that was the first part of this presentation, because people are going to see it halfway through. Now, what we're seeing on my screen now, so I run a product research marathon once every 4 to 6 weeks with like this product research course group that I have. And what I do is I send out a questionnaire, which on the screen, these are just examples of how I get them to think of starting points. So for example, I'll ask them to list hobbies that I'm reading it out because I take into consideration we've got people in the podcast.
Perfect.
So for example, I'll ask them to list hobbies that interest them or that interest their loved ones. So that could be partner, child, parents, sister, brother, whatever it may be. Life-changing experiences. So for example, or milestones that they've gone through. So for example, like pregnancy or a sickness or a birth, or you've had a dream job, or becoming a parent, or losing a loved one, or a business. These are examples of obviously things that I've gone through. And it's interesting how when you start to make this list, it gives you starting points for niches, right? So one of my brands is a postpartum brand. I learned about the products there after I gave birth and had a whole bunch of issues. I learned that there's like this whole entire niche around it, right? For example, if you're someone who has, for example, survived cancer, right? There are a whole bunch of people out there that are looking for gifts for people with cancer. And there's a lot of search volume around there. Not only are you doing good and something that you also are the buyer avatar of, but also there's demand around it. Weird things that you love. So for example, I have this thing for owls, right? Like there's an owl everywhere in my house. There's an owl right here. If you're watching us live. The reason is because my husband says that I look like an owl. Now that I've said it, you will not be able to unsee it. And if you were to look on Amazon, you'd see there's like this whole thing around owl decor, right? I have this thing about like for stationery and cute stationery, and just remember that because it'll lead into the thing and that's going to be the main conversation for me soon. Adult Legos, superheroes, anything that's cute. My mom has a thing for shoes. I have a thing for huskies. Like, start to make this list. Jobs you've gone through, favorite hobbies that your loved ones go through, etc. And then you have this piece of paper with like just full of starting points, right? And then you can even start to niche it down, right? Which looks something along the lines. So this is we're going through the presentation. So obviously hobbies, every single hobby in this world is connected to a product. There's no hobby that you'll ever be able to think of that doesn't have a product. You're welcome to think of it. But
So
there
Sharon,
are products around it. Yes.
Why is ice hockey at the bottom of the list? Just wondering.
I didn't even notice that. This is just a random photo.
Okay.
But that's true. But like, if you think about it, can you think of any hobby that doesn't have a product somehow attached to it?
No, you're absolutely right.
Okay. And this is just Wikipedia. This can help you. I looked up some random stuff that I found. Wikipedia hobbies is what we're seeing on the screen right now. I went to Google, typed in hobbies, came up with Wikipedia. I think there's something like 400 hobbies on there. The weirdest stuff, I'll try not to swear because I swear a lot. The weirdest stuff that you'll find that you didn't even know about, like really weird things, right? On there. Careers are great starting points, right? Many people through their careers, they need products. Okay, nurses, anyone, honestly, any career that you need some sort of supplies. Decor styles, right? So, for example, music decor, podcast room decor, beard decor, you know, etc. And then once you have your list, what we're seeing on the screen right now is how do you explain what this is? This is a list that I made of all sorts of different niches that you could think about. So let's just say that I said that I loved cute stuff. Okay, because I really do. Like, I really love cute stuff and pink cute stuff, right? Even wearing pink today. So trying to see how you can niche that down. So, for example, cute stuff for men, women, kids, seniors. Could you make cute stuff for people? Cute stuff was not a good example for this, but whatever. Illnesses or special needs. Cute stuff for religious groups. Cute stuff for pets, animals, decor, languages. Okay, because sometimes you could also think of a product idea and it made me saturated, but the minute that you turn it into Spanish, like a clock or something like that, I don't know why I said clock, but whatever, or a poster or something, I don't know, that is written, and you turn it into Spanish and it's suddenly not saturated, and there's people searching for these things, right? This is the latest update. Have you guys talked about this already, the Opportunity Explorer?
We have in the Centurion League. We haven't talked on the podcast about it.
Okay. So I don't use any tools here that cost money. I only use Amazon in this presentation. So that's why I quickly was telling people. So I'm sure Norm will do a full-on show about the Product Opportunity Explorer. Do you want me to spend 5 minutes explaining it,
Sure, let's do that.
Okay. So Amazon came up with a new tool called the Product Opportunity Explorer, where it's supposed to help you to find niches. It should be in your Seller Central account under growth. I think I show an example of it. Honestly, if you're hearing this on the podcast, you got to find this on Lunch with Norm YouTube channel and watch the actual presentation, because it'll just make things so much easier for you. So you go to growth and then you go to Product Opportunity Explorer. Now, this specific account is an account where one of my beauty brands, so it's already suggesting for me niches that are to do with beauty. That's what you can see on the screen here, right? Like shampoo, dry, like all this stuff. But then you have the search over here, and you can put in any keyword to do with anything, really, right? And then you can also, and remember, this is on Amazon. So this is like real data from Amazon. And you can also select specific specific categories, and you can give it certain parameters. So for example, do I show it here? Yes. And a minimum search volume of, let's say, 100,000 or whatever it may be, kind of like how you do on tools. And then it will show you actual data, like real data from Amazon. It will show you search volume from either the last 360, is that I can't read my own thing, 360 days, and the last 90 days for that specific niche. Should I stop for a second? Do you have anything to say on that, Norm?
No, go ahead.
Okay. I was looking for a way to take a sip of water.
Oh, go ahead. Kelsey usually comes in and sings a little tune while that happens.
Actually, I do
time to
think
start.
that this is a great time to talk about today's giveaway as well.
Oh,
Let's do it.
okay.
All right. So, yeah, Sharon, if you want to take it away, what is today's giveaway?
30 minutes consultation with me, right?
You forgot, didn't you?
That is
I
correct.
was like, shit, what did I say? Yeah,
So if
that's
you are
it.
interested in a 30-minute consultation, this is available for everyone. All you need to do is put the hashtag Wheel of Kelsey. Just put that in the comment section. If you want to tag 2 people, you'll get entered in for an extra entry. So it's super easy. You'll see them come in just like this, hashtag Wheel of Kelsey. Put them in the comment sections and you'll be entered. And we'll announce this at the end of the podcast.
Okay.
And then
since,
also I just want to say,
go ahead.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Okay. If you do have any questions throughout the podcast, we do kind of do like a Q&A session. So just let us know, put those in the questions. We're going to be talking about product research for 2022. So if you have questions about the Product Opportunity Explorer, anything, just in the comment sections, and we'll get to them in a little bit.
It's going to get way better than the Product Opportunity Explorer, but whatever. Keep going.
Okay. So just before we get started, and Sharon, you can have another drink of water. Okay. We're going to go to another word from our sponsor. See if Kelsey's on the ball. Thank you, Z.co, for sponsoring this episode of Lunch with Norm. Are you looking to take your e-commerce business from local to global? You can with the help of Z and their brand new app. That's right. You can track live shipments with push notifications, get detailed lead times for each stage of your shipment, and store all compliance and VAT reclaim documents in the palm of your hand, all while listening to Lunch with Norm. Ready to expand your e-com empire and take your Amazon FBA business global? Use the link in the description to learn more about Z's new app that's now available on desktop and mobile. That's Z.co, ZEE.co. Back to you, Sharon.
Cool. That was awesome. All right, hold on. Got it. Okay, cool. Okay, that was the Opportunity Explorer. It has nothing to do with what I really want to get to, but I'm going to be using data from there, which is why I wanted to explain it. I have a full-on tutorial from it on my YouTube channel, which anyone can find. Okay, so one of my favorite ways to do product research today, and probably in the last 6 to 10 months, is through finding my own starting points. So like we did earlier when I had that, that worksheet that I filled out. And then to niche down and to start entering Facebook groups around those niches. Okay. So this is an example of Montessori. Okay. So for example, I'm interested in Montessori. I love Montessori as a mom. So for example, I would join a Montessori Facebook group. This Facebook group has 186,000 members. Wow. Now, we're remembering that this is for product research. I also love this for actually helping you to rank your product when you first launch and in general, but we're going to focus on product research. So I'll join a whole bunch of groups around my niche. And remember that this is 186,000 members that are like my ideal buyer avatars as well. So the first thing I do when I tried to shortcut, because we like to shortcut things, I just go straight to media. See how it says here, media? It just goes straight to images. And now I'm just seeing images of products most of the time, right? Just straight up products. So for example, I saw this thing. I didn't know what it was. Do you know what it was? Do you know what it is without reading?
No idea.
Okay. This is, damn it, I forgot what it's called. I think it's called a marble run. Okay, marble run. Now, I've never heard of a marble run in my life. Don't know what it is. And I was like, this is interesting. And there were only 6 comments on this, but sometimes you'll do this and you'll go into images and there's like 500 comments. And I'm not exaggerating. If it's a big group, you can have a lot of comments where people are either giving their input on how they use whatever the product is. This I just clicked on because I'd never seen it before. Okay. I read that a woman here had called this a quadrilla marble run. And I was like, interesting. I went onto Amazon, typed in marble run, and found that there was a lot of search volume around marble run. I will say that it was also quite a bit of competition. But I went to Amazon's Niche Explorer, and it started to show me a whole bunch of keywords that people were searching for. For example, glow in the dark, marble run, right? Now, I could spend time talking about this. I recommend that anyone just go and do this themselves because I have a way better niche that I'd like to show you guys how I found products from using this method. Okay, so taking a breath, I feel like I'm talking so fast. Remember how I told you I love cute stuff?
Yes.
Remember that was an important part of this today, right? I love cute stuff. I love anything that's pink, and I love anything that the typical gamer girls love, even though I'm not a gamer girl. Kawaii means cute in Japanese. And there is this whole entire niche around kawaii. Now, I did not know that the word kawaii existed, even though like I'm hardcore a kawaii lover now. But I found this through somebody tell me about this word meaning cute in Japanese. And I found this from doing so much research around cute keywords, right? Went to a whole bunch of Facebook groups. This one has 75,000 people in it. Notice that? 75,000 people. It's called Kawaii Finds. Hold on, I'm trying to go to the next one. I went straight to media, which you can't see here, but I went straight to media and I saw this photo in there. What are we seeing? We're seeing on the screen, right? A pink garbage bag. Okay? Pink garbage bag. Norm's face is like, why is she talking about a pink garbage bag? Norman, how many people like this image? Can you see that there?
I cannot, but I'm blind. How many?
Okay, it's 1,000. 1,000 people like this photo, 66 comments, and 162 shares. And I was like, what the F? Why have so many people shared this? Why do so many people like this? It's just pink garbage bags. Like, what is going on? Now, it's by Glad, which is a huge brand. Can't ignore that. I went to, this is just to show that there is a lot of search volume around this.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Amazon's Niche Explorer thing and I typed in kawaii. Now, remember what we're seeing on our screen right now is it says search volume 384,000. Okay. Searches for the word kawaii on its own in the last 90 days. Okay.
Crazy.
In the last 90 days. If you look at the history of this, this has absolutely nothing to do with Q4. Kawaii always has search volume around it. Doesn't matter if it's Q4 or not. Anyway, and then I looked at, okay, I just realized that like I missed one of the things here. But anyway, I'll tell you how I got to this. I went to, did I put it in here? Okay, let's go to here. I found pink trash bags on Amazon. I think there were around like 50 of them. Mm-hmm. But I saw that all of them, almost all of them, were frequently bought with, believe it or not, Norm, what do you think it is?
Is it a trash can?
It is. It's a pink trash can.
Okay.
People, kawaii people, are buying pink trash bags with pink trash cans, which is like, obviously, if you understand the buyer avatar, it makes sense. Back to here.
Mm-hmm.
Pink trash can has, in the last 90 days, had 35,000 search volume. Okay, pink trash bag, pink trash can. Now, if I want to make a kawaii brand, I'm not selling anything. I'm selling specifically to the kawaii buyer avatars. I'm not selling a pink trash can. I'm selling a kawaii pink trash can, right? So I wouldn't just make it pink. I'd probably make it look something cute like this. There's a strawberry looking pink trash can, right? Something along those lines. And I would sell them with pink
trash bags.
And then also, not only that, when the pink trash bags are done, they would come back and buy more trash bags from me. I would sell it separately as well. And then I'm not even going after the trash bag keywords, because they'd come back and they'd buy from me because I put an insert in there and I do something to make them come back and buy from me. So I'm not necessarily trying to rank on those keywords. Note I wrote in here, I'm going after a specific buyer avatar, kawaii girls. I would be selling a trash can and bag set, but targeting the kawaii related keywords. For example, kawaii decor, kawaii bathroom decor. I wouldn't be targeting the keywords pink trash bag, right? Or pink trash can. I could find many day-to-day products, but make them fit to this buyer avatar. So I'm repurposing simple products, right? But targeting a very specific buyer avatar, and build a kawaii brand full of basic products and use all sorts of different Facebook groups as well to help me launch them. This is just an example of how many Facebook groups around kawaii there is. 70,000 members, 43,000 members, 10,000 members, 9,600. 14,000 members. When you go to the media part and you look at their photos, you're seeing a whole bunch of products, heaps and heaps of different products. Hold on, I'm trying to go to the next one. And what you realize, if someone came to you today, Norm, and told you, look, Norm, I'm going to sell bed sheets on Amazon, right? Most people would be like, dude, you can't sell bed sheets on Amazon. They're way too saturated.
Right.
But if I'm selling bed sheets with cute little strawberries on them and I'm targeting kawaii keywords, I'm not selling a bed sheet. I'm selling a kawaii product that happens to be a bed sheet, right? If you look on the screen, all of these products technically are typical like saturated products, right? Pillows are saturated, cups are saturated, mirrors are saturated, laundry bags or whatever that is, chairs, right? But the minute that I make them pink, cute, fitting kawaii, yes, what were you going to say, Norm?
Is that a pink safe?
It is a pink safe. The kawaii girls need to hide stuff in their rooms. Here's the thing. This is the thing about the tool that you were saying earlier, that it can't find these things that I can find from joining these groups. When I join these groups, I become one of them and I know everything about them and I discover things that I did not know. You know, I discover stuff that like there is no way of me knowing about had I not been wherever it is that they hang out, right? So, product research for 2022, in my opinion, nothing can be the same as what it used to be when people like you and I started, right? Everything needs to be different, in my opinion. You cannot rely only on tools. In my opinion, the future is brand building. I've always been for brand building, but today I think it's like you either build a brand or, you know, just look for random stuff to sell forever. And, you know, it's not really a proper business, in my opinion, today. And these Facebook groups are amazing ways for you to find potential products. And the amount of stuff that I've found there is insane. And the starting points are from you as well.
Right. So if you are in these Facebook groups and you're starting to see a kawaii image of I don't want to use garbage bag, the mirror. Okay. So you see a nice little mirror. And would you then take it to either Etsy or Pinterest to go and see what other people are doing with a pink mirror, like other designs that might have come up?
I do everything. So I'd be going to Amazon, obviously. I'd be going to Pinterest. I'd be going to Etsy. I'd be watching kawaii YouTube channel girls and seeing what kind of things they're doing, what their room looks like in the background with their mirrors. Where are they using the mirrors? What do their mirrors look like? I'd be going to Instagram and looking, because if I'm looking at selling a mirror to in the kawaii niche, so a kawaii mirror, it would be going after a lot of kawaii decor keywords. Kawaii decor, then I need to see the aesthetics of the room. So I would be following a whole bunch of hashtags on Instagram as well and looking at what their room background looks like and things like that. So wherever my buyer avatars hang out, that's where I'm going to be. And wherever the competitors hang out, that's where I'm going to be. And then I grab all that information along with keyword research and then come up with the product and many products with it.
That's a really great, different way of going out and doing your product research. I really like that method. I'm sure we're going to have a few questions on that as well. But before we get to the questions, the question I have right now, a little bit off topic, but Black Friday, even post Black Friday, are you doing anything right now for Thursday or anything to prepare for after Black Friday?
Now it's kind of too late. The only thing that I will be preparing will be flat files just in case I get attacked. That's the only thing I'd be preparing now.
So let's talk about that. When you talk about being attacked, a lot of new sellers don't understand what could happen between now and Black Friday, or it was even 2 weeks back.
Or on Black Friday as well.
Yeah, or on Black Friday. So what are you talking about?
So Prime Day 2020, I woke up in the morning, everything was fine. I saw sales. And then an hour later, I had no sales for one of my brands. And I was like, what the F? Went in and saw that all of my products within this specific brand had been flagged as restricted products. Through a lot of research on my own in the beginning, I realized that somebody had uploaded a flat file with huge, like so many drug related keywords, not pesticides. It was drug related keywords through our Canadian account. Okay. Through the Canadian account, which had triggered all of our US listings, which are
Oh, God.
bestsellers. And that ended up going on for 3.5 weeks. Okay. 3 products I was able to get up within 24 hours through continuously uploading flat files. Every time I'd upload a flat file, it would get overridden. They would override it with their own flat file. I think it was a bot. And the last one, it took me about 3.5 weeks to get it back up and running. I still think it was an inside job from Amazon, but I can't prove it, so I can't say it. But that's what I mean. So preparation wise today, I mean, you should have been prepared by now on an inventory level, on strategy, on what you're going to be doing with your PPC. If you're working with any influencers, you know, putting up content in your Instagram and wherever it is that you put up content around your brand, telling your buyers about what you're going to be doing this weekend. I feel like it's not too late to do that, but the real thing that I haven't prepared yet that I will need to prepare is flat files to have ready just in case I need to go boom, upload.
Right. And I guess with those flat files, you should have as much or as many fields as possible filled out for that niche. So,
a lot of people don't have this prepared, and then suddenly they also lose their search terms. They lose their bullet points. They lose their title. So even if you don't do this, always having a backup for what you already have in there is also important.
Right. That's just like having that plan of action in place, and just it's all risk evaluation. So another really great point. Okay, Kelsey, let's talk. Let's take a few questions. I know Sharon's got limited time.
Okay.
I'm okay, by the way.
Are you?
Yep, I'm okay.
Good.
I checked and I'm okay.
All right. Sorry, my voice just cracked. From Faye, how do you use the groups to launch it? Most groups don't allow selling things in their groups.
So it depends. There's 2 different ways. One, let me think about how I want to word it. One option is to make a fake Facebook account. Okay. So for example, if you're selling in the beauty niche, so, you know, like, I don't know, Barbara Green instead of Faye Green with a different image that isn't you. Don't steal anyone's identity. This is not legal, what I'm saying. So, but this is an option. And going into these groups, and every time, so for example, if somebody will ask for a certain type of moisturizer, and I sell a certain type of moisturizer, then I'll go in and say, hey, I recently used this, put a before and after image, and then put in the link. And it's just like a normal person. That is the black hat way of doing it. When I say black hat, I don't do any black hat on Amazon, right? Like 0 black hat on Amazon. So we're talking about a Facebook group here. Second option is, it depends on what type of group you're in, that you reach out to the admin and you ask them. Many admins will allow for you to promote your product there, either by paying them, or because they've actually tried your product and they love it, or because you've done a good job at pitching your product to them that they will allow it. So it depends on the group.
It could be also added value, right? You could be talking about like having an image there, but it could be information benefits about using lavender or whatever, aromatherapy or something like that.
It could have been that I invented a Montessori product that really, really helps with this one problem that everyone in that Montessori group has. And I reach out and I tell the admin, hey, like I invented this because I saw there were so many people in the group complaining about this. And, you know, I'd love to not only send you out one, but to be able to let everyone know that I'm solving this problem. And I'm like, they'd have to be real, like ice cold to say no to that.
Right.
Because you're solving a problem too. But those are the different ways that you can do it.
Okay.
That answers that.
Okay. Next question from Simon. What is your process of finding these niche groups?
So are we talking about, Simon, about finding the groups or about finding the niche? Because we spoke earlier about how I find the niche, right? I have this questionnaire that I go through where I ask, for example, myself a whole bunch of different questions to come up with starting points. So let's just say if I found kids yoga, right? Or kawaii or whatever it may be, I just go to Facebook and I type in the search kawaii, and then I click on groups, or kids yoga or kids meditation, and click on groups. And then that's how you find them. There's other places like Reddit and things like that as well. I come from New Zealand and I live in Israel, and like Reddit isn't a thing here. Like it's not really something. So for me, groups make more sense, but there's also Reddit, of course, that you can also do. But that's how I find them.
Right. So Simon just said group. So yeah, just type in the word kawaii and you'd see, people, posts, groups, and you would just hit groups.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Let's see.
Oh, and by the way, if you are interested in that 30-minute consult with Sharon, hashtag Wheel of Kelsey or tag 2 people and see if they can comment.
All right. This is from Rosalind. You've joined your niche Facebook groups first, then ID'd products. Once you launch your products on Amazon, what do you do, if anything, to direct customers directly to you? Website, back to Amazon store?
It depends. Today, personally, for my own brands, I don't send any traffic to Amazon off of Amazon. I send everyone to my websites. If I was launching, or if I was a first-time seller, or if I was in a different situation, I would probably sending traffic to either my listing or my store. It depends on where they're coming from. If they're like a cold buyer completely, I'm probably going to send them straight to my listing. I don't want to get them to click on so many different links. And if they're, a warmer buyer, then I may send them to my Amazon store if I sell other products that make sense for that buyer avatar. So it depends. But I could say that for myself today, for my own stuff, all my external traffic goes to my website. I don't want Amazon owning my buyers. I want to own them.
Right.
Okay, and then this one was from a Facebook user, I believe. Let me see. What was the name of the Amazon tool you showed a bit ago?
Amazon Opportunity Explorer. It should be in your Seller Central account under growth. And if you can't see it, then there's an email that you can email Amazon to ask them to give you access to it, because it's in beta. I can't remember the email off the top of my head, but it's in the description of my YouTube video on that. I just can't remember it. Can you guys remember it?
Opportunity-Explorer, I think, at Amazon.com.
I think there's one more word in there. It could be Amazon hyphen. I feel like there's one more hyphen in there. I can find it. But it's something like what Norm said.
I was making it up, but
it is something.
No, it was
like
something like that.
I'll find it as you're asking questions. Kelsey.
All right. We've got another one from Andy. Do you request your category listing report and use that as your backup file?
Yep.
That's exactly. And if you don't know about that, this is something that you have to request from Amazon. You won't find it, but you have to request your catalog listing report, and then you have access to it, usually 7 to 14 days.
Okay, and
yeah, we say usually that long, but you can also get it a lot quicker. I found the email. Opportunity-Explorer-request.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, yeah.
At Amazon.com. And I will just say quickly, they're going to ask you for your merchant token. Yeah, merchant token. And then a lot of people feel uncomfortable sending that, but it really is Amazon. And if they don't have your merchant token, they can't give you access to it. So just don't be scared to give it to them.
Right.
All right. And so it looks like we have about 2 more questions. And before we get to those, make sure you smash those like buttons and hit that subscribe button on YouTube if you're watching from there. If you're watching from Facebook, you can always like and follow our profile picture or our profile page. If you hit those 3 dots in the top corner, you'll be able to push those notifications. So whenever we go live, you get those little notifications.
And
All
I think the
right.
most important question, Kelsey, came from Simon. And are there any kawaii beard groups? And I don't know. We'll check on that because I
You'll
really
need to
do
look
want
into
to.
it.
Yeah, pink beard. That would be nice.
Oh, that'd be so great if we could see that in real life.
Or accessories, kawaii accessories for the beard.
Absolutely.
That would be awesome.
All right, let's see. We got one more from Simon. Sorry, just a second. How much? All right. How much actual time do you spend getting lost in these groups? I feel it needs regular touches over a few months.
Look, we're talking about using it for product research. So if I'm looking for product, like I'm using it for product research, that's the goal, product research. I'm looking for products. So I will stay in these groups even after I find the products in order to find many other products, but I can spend a lot of time in these groups, especially if it's a kawaii group. I can spend hours in there. But the point is to actually do the job, which is make notes of products. So I will save or take screenshots of products that looked interesting to me. I'll see what keywords people are using in the comments. Honestly, like it depends on the group. But for example, Montessori groups or the kawaii groups, the two groups I showed you, there will be like hundreds of comments, especially decor. You know what? Decor groups as well. There's so many different types of decor styles, right? Like shabby chic, boho, so many, and like I can't think of any right now, but there's many different types. Okay. And if you find Facebook groups around them, people will put up a photo of their lounge, how they just redid their lounge. And then people will like put their own photos in there or ask questions. And sometimes you'll see like 1,000 comments, right? So I take note of these types of things. I take screenshots of what people are talking about, etc. And I use the same type of keywords they're using to describe the products. And then I quickly go to Amazon, see if it's a niche, use something to look at keywords, like a keyword tool, whether it's like Helium 10 or the Explorer tool that I showed, whatever it is. And then I really quickly see, okay, is there potential here? And if there is potential, go down the rabbit hole, which involves learning more about the niche and being more in the group and asking questions. You don't even need PickFu when you have this, by the way, as well. You just, look up these different, you just put up an image and ask questions. Hey, I was thinking about buying this, or hey, like, I don't know. I can't think of an exact question right now, but you get my point, Norm. I can go on and on. You got to stop me.
No, but I like the way that I've heard others go in and become part of the group and add value. The way that you're doing it, at least in the presentation, is that you've cut to the chase. You're going in, looking at the media, looking at the products, seeing what's there, and that's taking you to the next step. Now, getting the tone of the group and all of that can be all later as well. But I like what you did. Like you were just seeing what other people were posting, which was kind of cool.
You can go into discussions where it says discussions and look at what people are talking about. And I do that. But I also take into consideration when I'm making a presentation, people want to cut to the point and cut to the chase. So I spoke straight away about how you can go to media and you'll see all the different images. But it's not the only way that you could do it. It's just the quickest way because we sell products through images, So.
Okay. Any other questions?
We got one more. It's a little big, so I'm not sure. It's a little big, so you can go as deep or as shallow as you want into this. Do you use influencers? If yes, what's your process? It's great to see you here, by the way.
I do use influencers. The question is for what? Are we talking about product research or are we talking about brand awareness? Like what are we talking about? Russell, it is probably my main question here. When it comes to, so I'll just answer everything. When it comes to product research and influencers, I will follow, usually, it depends on where the buyer avatar hangs out. So if it's kawaii, I know that the buyer avatars hang out on Instagram, and I know they hang out on TikTok, and I know they hang out on Pinterest. That's the three main places, and a whole bunch of gamer girls websites, but I'm not going to get into that now. So I will go into Instagram and I'll go into TikTok and I'll find who are the influencers that these people are following. Who's everyone talking about? Who they are? I'll follow them and I'll see what kind of content they're talking about when they're using these products. How are they using these products, right? Etc. So that's for product research.
Mm-hmm.
If we're talking about brand awareness, then yeah, that's okay. So she just wrote brand awareness. So for brand awareness, yes, I work with influencers around my niche. It's not going to make sense for every single product out there. I specifically am in the beauty and the baby niches. And a lot of my clients are like, I have one client that Norman knows about, which is in the exercise niche. They built their entire brand with zero money spent on advertising just by working with influencers. They have NBA players using their products today just because influencers were talking about them. They created the effect of, oh my God, I have to have this product, because everyone that you would follow if you were this buyer avatar was talking about their product, right? So, yeah, I use influencers is the main answer.
Very good. Yeah, there's some brands that have just built their, and we've had like Joseph Martin on, and he built BoxyCharm just with influencers, and he ended up going to the Kardashians, spending big bucks. They loved his product. He sold his BoxyCharm box to Etsy for $500 million. But that's all
amazing.
Only influencers.
Influencers.
Yep.
You know, Norm, you know the client that I'm thinking about, right? That
Oh,
you
I
had
know.
a call with. Yeah. So they had Khloe Kardashian's coach, like her personal trainer, reach out to them. And they made for all of the Kardashians a personalized product with their logo on it or their name on it. They've had so many, like, I can't name everyone, but many, many large NBA players and really big people, celebrities as well. Sometimes you'll see their products in like the background, but these really big influencers, like Khloe Kardashian, has never made a post or a story of using their product because she hasn't gotten paid for it. But we know that she uses their product when she works out. But her trainer has in the past like put up a story of somebody else, not Khloe, and you can see their products in the background, my client's products in the background. So sometimes you can like in a what's the right way, like not straight, like, you know, it was kind of like through the back door, sometimes use these influencers to also promote your products.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't know what I'm trying to say.
No, I know what you're trying to say.
Okay, cool.
But okay, so I think that's it. Kels, is it time?
It is time.
All right.
And Rosalind is saying Sharon is an international treasure.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rosalind. All right. So thank you, everyone who participated in today's Wheel of Kelsey. And here we go. Enjoy, everyone.
It's time for the Wheel of Kelsey.
I really like that old hairstyle, by the way.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm loving the mustache, the Movember mustache.
Oh, it's going as soon as it hits December. So we'll take as many screenshots as you like. All right. Welcome, everyone. This is our Wheel of Kelsey. This is our giveaway that we do every single podcast. Just entering one last person. All right. So we're going to shuffle these up, make sure it's not rigged, and everyone has an equal share. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. So if you are the winner, please email me k@lunchwithnorm.com. And it looks like the winner is Miss F. That was a late entry too.
Yeah.
Congratulations. All right, so this is super important. From YouTube, please email me k@lunchwithnorm.com. k@lunchwithnorm.com, and we will connect you and get you your prize. Congratulations.
Okay. And because it's coming from YouTube, if we don't hear from you, Miss F, within what's the time period? 48 hours, Kels?
Kelsey loves to disappear. He just
does.
loves to
He
suddenly
just does.
disappear.
Kelsey, come back. Oh, this is great. Yeah, internet. That's what it is.
Oh, yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
I think my.
Okay, it's 48 hours, right? If we don't hear
No.
back.
Okay, yeah. If you don't hear within 48 hours, please. We have to respin. So just email within those 48 hours, and you'll be good to go.
Kelsey spins in his head. So, all right. Sharon, thank you for coming on today. Thanks
You're
for being
welcome,
last
Norm.
minute. I mean, it was just awesome that you could just come on and help us out. And
My
we
pleasure.
gained a lot of information. So that was really great. Love the subject.
Woohoo.
Okay, until we have you on again. All right, Sharon, we'll see you later. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, so we are going to be having Talal Assad on, and we had Vanessa Hung on the other day, and we had such great response to her as well. So we're bringing her back on, and we're going to be talking about how to deal with seller support, SKU naming conventions, and just a bunch more. So can't wait. That's going to be on Wednesday. And before I get back to Kelsey, quick word from the sponsor. I think this is Kelsey just making me stand here.
Sorry.
It is. How about I say
Just
it
a
out
second.
loud? Unless you're going to do your job. Are you doing your job?
What
What are you going to blame? The
From the
internet?
sponsor.
Okay.
Now.
I wanted to give a quick shout out and say thank you to Global Wired Advisors for sponsoring this episode of Lunch with Norm. Global Wired Advisors is a leading digital investment bank focused on optimizing the business sales process. For more information, please call Chris Schifferling and his team over at globalwiredadvisors.com. You know, Kels, you are lucky that there are Patreon people paying for your cup of coffee, because that would have not happened today. Just saying. Just saying.
That's it.
Okay, so what do we got to say?
All right. So welcome, or thank you for watching, everyone. If we did miss your questions, I see that there's a question that came in after. So if there are ever times where we miss out on questions, you can still post those questions in our Facebook group. We have a bunch of our experts over there as well that can help answer your questions. So that's Lunch with Norm, Amazon FBA, and eCommerce Collective, and we'll get you an answer. Thank you guys so much for your questions and participating in today's Wheel of Kelsey. This is something that we do every single podcast. So if you enjoyed it, make sure you follow us on social media, subscribe to us on YouTube, and Norm's Instagram profile too. So I believe that's it. We also have a blog that's coming out. We're really vamping up our blogs. We even have a new layout with our blogs on the Lunch with Norm website. So definitely give that or check that out. So I'm going to put the link in the bio or in the captions as well. But
Okay.
I think that's it. Yeah, I think we're good to go.
Fantastic. So join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time. Thanks, everybody, for being part of the community, taking part in the podcast, and we couldn't do it without you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Lunch with Norm.